By Jane of the Huddle House. These fine sponsors help bring you tonight's game.
So where y'all headed next week?
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets head back home to Jim Tummelson Field next week. Take on Mayflower.
Mayflower, okay, that'll be a good game.
Yeah, Jack, that'll be. There's 9 conference games. Well, there's 9 teams, 8 conference games in this league. So, Jackets looking to go 2-0 next week, and the Jackets going to come about a yard short. It'll be third down here, with Clinton leading 50-12. We got Thomas Thrash with us, the owner of Hooten's Arkansas Football. I mean, we've had Chad Hooten on, I think, at least twice. So you continue the tradition of the Yellow Jacket Sports Network.
I'm probably not as good as Chad. Chad's polished.
Now, I think I'm gonna blow Thomas's mind here, because he's a PA Bruin, played for the Bruins. I think Clinton holds the all-time series lead over the PA Bruins.
Really?
They played about 3 times back in the 70s.
Oh, yeah, if I tell Anthony that, he'll be like, what?
I think we're 2 or 3-0 all time.
Really?
So,
hey.
I think we're also 1-0 all time against Bryant too. So I think
that's a better one.
Yeah, and I think Clinton's first ever victory back in 1939 was against Cabot. So we're counting all those.
Hey, those are some good teams there.
I know it. And
that was Malham's second year in 39.
That's true.
Coach Malham, Coach Reed's doing a really good job. It's different seeing the Cabot without the Malham on the sideline.
Bryson Littell. Penalty on the Yellow Jackets, moved it back to the 10, and Littell, the sophomore, gets down to the 8. I think Panther fans in Cabot are still in shock. They're seeing the ball in the air.
I know, the forward pass.
The forward pass.
The forward lateral.
But, yeah, Coach Malham had some great years at Cabot, and I think I told you before the ball game, his dad, Mike Malham Sr., was a coach of the Yellow Jackets back in the 50s. And so,
wow. They've been around and a fixture of Arkansas high school football.
And, of course, Marion Glover. We're going to honor the 1976 Yellow Jackets next Friday night. They were conference champs. Touchdown, Clinton, as Yellow Jackets run it in for the score. And with 12 seconds left in the third quarter, Clinton now leads by a score of 56-12. And I'm not sure who number 11 is on my Cameron Scott. Cameron Scott in for the touchdown. And Clinton increases the lead to 56-12. Yeah, the 76 team, I think they beat PA that year. I think that was one of those years. I think it was. Anyway, they won the conference championship under Marion Glover, who went on for 5 state titles at Pine Bluff. And so Marion Glover also made a stop in Van Buren County. Stephen Martinez with his 4th extra point of the game, and that increases the lead. Clinton 57, Hall 12. And we'll take a break. You'll listen to Yellow Jacket Football on Q92.
Steve Good at Goods Cash Savers says you can learn a lot about life by playing sports. You may never be the biggest or the fastest, but you can always try to be the very best and give 100%. And that's what they do every day at Goods Cash Saver. Even though they don't have the biggest building, they try to have every item that you might need in groceries. They also overachieve every day in their meat department. So when you're looking for a place to shop, give Goods Cash Saver a try. A supermarket that cares about you and your community and says, go Yellow Jackets.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in North Central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy-duty towing, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery on Highway 65 in Clinton is the one to call, 745-2992. That's Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery, 745-2992.
Stephen Martinez with the kickoff. Hall leaves at the 25-yard line. It's going to be swarmed under up at the 32. And that's where Hall will have it as the quarter will run out. But we'll keep it here. And Yellow Jackets lead by a score of 57-12. Glad you could join us tonight. It's been all Yellow Jackets. Third play of the game, Hall scores on a 75-yard touchdown pass. And then the Yellow Jackets outscore them 50-6 after that. And we've got Thomas Thrash with us here. And he's got to meet, we already know how talented she is, but part of the Yellow Jacket Sports Network. He got to meet Emily Pilkington before the ball game and
yes,
got to visit with her.
She does it all, apparently. And so
she's a triple threat.
Yes, I'm telling you, she's awesome. we partnered with East this year in every school. They've got almost 100 and something schools that they do, and we were submitting. East students will submit photos that they take of the game and have a chance to be in the magazine next year. And Emily is by far the best we've seen. And so she was the last week photo of the week, and then this week also. And,
yep.
and so I haven't posted it yet. But she's really, really good and really talented. I'm just glad to meet her tonight. I'm like,
and she takes pictures and she writes, and
yes.
then we use her for
and
interviews.
She sells hot dogs at the concession stand.
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, she's everywhere.
And her grandmother's one of the best cooks in Van Buren County. If you ever
Really?
get a Jan Brown cake or pie, you better take it.
No, because I'll be picking up books soon. So yes.
Hall with the football, going to get about a 6-7 yard.
Tell me that again.
Tell
me what's the name of the restaurant?
Oh, no restaurant. She just it's just.
Oh, you just got to go over there and call her.
Just Jan Brown,
okay.
Emily's grandma.
Okay.
I think she donated a strawberry pie last week for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The Heber Clinton Battle of the Little Red, we raised money for charity. We raised over $10,000 for Make-A-Wish.
So I need to
almost
get
$7,000
when I'm driving through.
Yep. Anyway, Jan Brown donated a strawberry cake. I think it went for about $300. So, but yeah, Emily is. She writes. Last week she was on the front page of the Van Buren County Democrat, writing a story about the charitable aspect of the Clinton Heber football game. So, shoots pictures, she writes, and does a pretty good interview too.
One thing y'all do really well is y'all got a great community support around your program, and not all sports.
Right.
I mean, it's different than a lot of places. I've gone to a lot of places and seen.
You probably won't believe this, but this is our girls basketball coach. They went to the Final Four last year. State tournament was at Harrison. I think one night we took 6 school buses full of students. One night we took 8.
I talked to
and the Booster Club paid for every ticket.
I talked to them about it because we sponsored the golf tournament,
yep.
and we talked about that.
Yeah,
and that's awesome because when you have that many kids in the stands, the kids want to play.
Yeah, they had to reserve a special section for those buses were rolling in, and
what PA did, and I absolutely loved, is the students got in free, and so you get a full student section, and then you lose money on the gate, but they go spend money in the concession stand, and then the kids see that, and they go, "Oh, hey, all my friends are at the game.
Yeah,
I want to play football."
Yeah, it was amazing. Those nights up at Harrison, it was basically Yellow Jacket Arena North.
Yes,
we made it a home court advantage. And,
that's awesome.
And Coach Post and his senior girls had a tremendous year this year, and we had standing room only last week for the Clinton Heber game, even though it was a 45-minute weather delay to get it started.
Did it rain on y'all, or did it just lightning?
It's a little bit of rain, just lightning in the distance.
It was a downpour on me driving to Greenwood and Boonville.
Carter to pass one more time. Caught up near the 45, breaks the tackle. Gets over the 50, now down to about the 42. As a lot of second-team Yellow Jackets are now in the game for Clinton. 10 minutes left. Jackets lead 57-12. If you just tuned in, Thomas Thrash of Hooten's Arkansas football. Hey, and you can hear the radio show at 6:30 every Friday night, right before Yellow Jacket football.
This one's going to be a lot better this week because our guy, David Wallace, is back from COVID, and so I'm not having to do it. And he was the PA announcer for the state championship. He did the halftime or post show for the Razorbacks in the 90s.
The silky voice.
Oh, he's like Morgan Freeman. And otherwise it's me and Barry just talking.
And so that'll be every Friday night. You can tune in and you can see what the Hooten, or I would say the Hooten brothers, but you can see what Thomas Thrash and company think about the Yellow Jacket game that week. A nice diving catch for Hall down at about the 20-yard line. One of the better catches for them.
This is a good game
tonight.
For y'all to get these guys that haven't had a lot of reps, and they get it. And it gets a good athletic team like this at Hall.
As Coach Dufran says, it makes practice great the next week.
It does.
I know Chad Hooten, he was good friends with Coach Dufran. He would call him on the phone a lot. Coach Dufran, his 22nd year with the Yellow Jackets.
And one of the winningest coaches in Arkansas. How many wins does he have?
This will be tonight. Be at 136.
I love that you're counting it. Okay.
Oh, yeah. We're at 135, but I'm looking ahead.
Yeah.
And I think doing some work today. I
Hey,
think
no, we're talking about doing something for the magazine like that for active coaches. And next year we'll be doing next to the poll page, which I was telling Emily about, we're going to do returning stat leaders for the conference. So, it's a lot of guys aren't going to be in the top 10 in the state, but they'll be in the conference, and we can promote more kids and have more kids in the book. And really, the whole goal of the book is just to promote kids, and we're a feel-good book. Yep. We're a yearbook that's years from now they'll look back and tell their kids how good they were.
Yeah, I got a stack of those books at home, and I know the kids with their name in there love it. So,
oh yeah,
post pattern wide open over the middle, touchdown for the Little Rock Hall. You can see that one from up here. He ran the post pattern, was wide open, and Carter put it right on the money. And that'll be number 9 for Hall. That's Cameron Marble. That's his second touchdown of the night. And with 8:04 left, Hall's back on the board. Clinton leads 57-18.
It's easy to work on your pass game in this situation because the clock does not stop.
Hall will line up to go for 2 here. And Carter going to give it to the inside handoff and into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And that's Cameron Lytle. I believe he's just back from a wrist injury, had a broken wrist, and tonight's his first game back. That makes the score with 8:04 left in this one. Clinton 57, Hall 20. Listen to Yellow Jacket football on the Yellow Jacket Sports Network.
Yeah.
Adventure awaits, and with the all-new lineup of Chevrolets, those adventures can become reality. Joe Lee Chevrolet has the best lineup of cars, SUVs, and trucks ever. Why go from A to B when imagination can take you everywhere? And remember, when you need service work, Joe Lee's service department can keep your Chevrolet running like new. Make your best deal today at Joe Lee Chevrolet in Clinton. Find new roads in your new Chevy vehicle.
The Blagg Law Firm is a proud supporter of Clinton High School Yellow Jacket sports. When you need an attorney, call the Blagg Law Firm. Whether it's an injury accident, criminal defense, DWI, family dispute, or Social Security disability, Ralph Blagg believes in equal justice for all. Located on Court Street in downtown Clinton and on the internet at blagglaw.com. The Blagg Law Firm, a proud supporter of Clinton High School sports.
My friends had to go picket during practice when they messed up. But it took 3 weeks to grow up to where we took stencils out there.
And we're back here at Scott Field in Little Rock. The Yellow Jackets are going to win this one. Looks like they lead 57-20. Jeff Hall here, Matthew Post, the coach, is here, and Thomas Thrash, the owner of Hooten's Arkansas football, and just a football fan in general.
Yes.
Thoughts on the Yellow Jackets? You saw them a little bit this summer, and then tonight.
They're physical, they're fast, they're well coached. Obviously, coach done this for 22 years. I mean, they're disciplined. They're one of the most disciplined teams in their conference for sure. I think they can make a run in the playoffs. And with Zane Widener,
yep.
Man, he's good. Gosh, he's big. It's the first time I've seen him up close.
He's got that combination of speed and strength. You'll see him.
And he's looking fast against a Hall team that's really fast.
Yeah. We played Arkadelphia last year in the playoffs. We led, it was 21-20 at half. They pulled away the second half. But that running back they had, big, strong kid, I think went to Iowa or somewhere.
Yes, he was our Farm Bureau 4A Offensive Player of the Year.
In that game that night, I think Widener had 130 yards on the ground, caught 3 or 4 passes, had about 10 tackles, and after the game, the comment was made, the 2 best players on the field was that running back for Arkadelphia and 10th grader Zane Widener.
Yes. And when I just found out that he was a junior, I'm thinking this is going to be tough for the next year and a half.
Tackle in the backfield, and the ball may have come loose. But Hall recovers.
But you got big receivers on the outside.
Yeah, Brody Emberton on the outside. He's had a 55-yard and he had 55 yards at Cave City, a 61-yard touchdown catch against Heber.
And he had that one.
And then 75
was
tonight.
it punt return or kickoff return? It's punt return.
He's a big play guy.
Yes. Yeah, I got some good clips for them tonight.
Scott inside. He'll pick up some yards. And up to the 45-yard line. Clock down to about 6 minutes here.
The 4A is probably the most competitive group this year. 5A, you got the three teams, really, the Parkview, Robinson, and, Shiloh, we thought. I don't know. Wynn will be up there. 6A, it's just the three, Christian, Greenwood, and PA. 7A is just Bryant. That's it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting seeing PA and Christian out at that 6A level.
It is. It is. But the 4A is so stacked. It's so competitive. I mean, I went to the Warren-Stuttgart game, and that was a back-and-forth game. Warren didn't look as good as they previously have. So Stuttgart won that. Then they lost the next week to Star City, who plays next Thursday.
Yeah, we saw Stuttgart twice last year, and I was mentioning to you earlier, hey, Coach Dufran's son, Fielder, is assistant coach on that Warren team for Bo Hembry.
Yes.
Fielder getting quite a resume because he also spent time at Ozark with that good program.
Yes.
And then now it's Warren with Bo Hembry. So,
yeah, that's they got a receiver that Bo thinks is going to be better than Burks. He's a sophomore. And I don't know if that's possible, but, he's coached them all. I mean, it's receiver U. Something in the water down there.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets facing 4th and 5 from their own 45. They're going to go for it here. Now they'll set up in punt formation. You can see Zane Widener kick now. He had a 58-yard punt at Cave City, and this one may get to the end zone. And
Zane now
down
has a 50-yard punt.
At about the 11.
50-yard punt, all these rushing yards. I mean, he's the Emily of the football team.
And he's played a pretty good middle linebacker spot in that, too. So
the 4A is loaded with offensive guys, and there's some really good defensive guys, too, but the offense really stands out with Stuttgart's guys, Warren, Arkadelphia quarterback. I mean, it should be a really fun matchup with the playoffs of 4A.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets have gone 6 years in a row. That's a school record, looking to go for the 7th straight season. Coach Dufran owns all of Clinton's playoff victories in history. So,
well, I don't think I can't imagine that it will stop this year.
Along with his staff of Jesse Wilson, Joe Hudson, and Jordan Benson. They've been together. That staff's been together for 8 years. I think that's part of our success, stability and consistency.
Pittman, he kept both coordinators and a head coach. There's only 8 programs in the country that have kept all 3, and Pittman's one of them. That's huge.
I know at a program like ours, it makes a difference. If you were changing coaches every 2 or 3 years and changing systems.
We had 2 different coordinators my first year and second year. It's just, I mean, it's new stuff. They have to learn new things. And a lot of the good programs have these Pee Wee programs that are building up to it. And that's, I mean.
The concern we had this year, we only had 1 offensive lineman returning, so the question mark was the offensive line, but they've played great. And one of the reasons is these coaches also coach the junior high, and they run the same offense. And from the 7th grade on, those offensive linemen do the same steps over and over for running the wing tee.
That's huge for developing players. All the good programs have those feeders. And a lot of these programs here in Little Rock, there's junior high programs that are not necessarily feeders to theirs. So these coaches get them in 9th grade or 10th grade for the first
time they see them.
It's like, and most coaches like these, you're like, hey, I've watched him since 6th grade. I know exactly what he's going to do.
Well,
Cabot used to do that. And Junction City told me when I was at Clarendon, I went and talked to them about what they did. He said he had his seniors coach the 7th graders during the period.
Yeah.
And he's like, so that they develop leadership, and it's like, they learn the offense better. The 7th graders probably respect, they look up to those guys more than the coaches.
We've had bigger, stronger, probably offensive linemen in the past, but these guys, even this year, they make the right steps. And
yes.
And so you got to tip your hat to the offensive line. They've done a good job so far through 3 games. Hall completes a pass out to the 20 and a quick tackle out near the 22, and that'll be a first down for the Hall Warriors. Well, what's the plans for Hooten's football for the rest of the year?
We're just winging it.
What's an average Friday night like?
Oh, it's crazy. So I film for the Farm Bureau Awards. We have 4 filmers. I just trained a 5th one tonight, and we'll go to a half. So that's why I love these Thursday night games. I get to stay the whole game. So I'll go to a half at somewhere and then go drive 20 minutes to go to the second half. So that way we can cover 8 games. And so we're really filming for the Farm Bureau Awards at the end of the year. And so essentially I'll film wide and then be like, if this guy's a sophomore here, I'll have film of him. So I'll show him in the banquet. Like, here he is as a sophomore versus Hall. And so, we're really filming everyone, but we can kind of focus on them later.
Yeah. Put that in the vault for later.
Yes, exactly. And
2 minutes left on this one. Jackets lead 57-20.
So I'm going to Walnut Ridge EPC tomorrow, and then
you going to the Delta?
Yes, and then Manila is at Truman. Yes.
Carter back to pass, looking, throwing. Got a man here on the near side. Overthrows him at the 50.
With Friday night off, what are y'all going to do? You enjoy?
I don't know. It's weird having a Friday night off. We also got a bye week coming up. I think week number 6. So we played week 0. And
I hate week 0. I hate how they call it that. I guess we're in week 2 technically, but we're really in week 3.
I hear Rick Schaefer every day on drive time. He hates it too.
I cannot stand it.
Why's it got to be 0?
I know exactly.
Why couldn't it be 1 and 11?
Yeah, no one cares. Just put 1.
Now Carter's going to roll to his left, going to tuck it and run. He got room over the 30, up to the 40. He got a lot of room. Might go down the sideline. And they got the angle on him and knock him out at about the 37. And with less than a minute to play, Hall may get one more play in here. Jeff Hall, be sure you got to get us the first Arkansas Bank and Trust player of the game here before this one's over. Got a lot to pick from.
Yeah.
We'll give you a vote.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, there's a couple. I don't know, Zane or Brody. I mean, it could be anybody.
This may be the final play of the game. Carter back, looking. Catches some heat now. He'll run again across the 40, inside the 30. Goes down there with 10 seconds left in this one. And the Jackets,
hurry, buddy.
We're coming home next week, folks. Play Mayflower. And we're going to be 3-0 as the clock ticks down. And they don't get the play off, and that'll be the ball game as they couldn't get the final play off. In the first ever meeting in history between Clinton and Little Rock Hall, Thomas Thrash, I never thought I'd ever say that in the same sentence. Clinton versus Little Rock Hall.
I know.
The Jackets win by a score of 57-20. The Jackets are 3-0 for the first time since 2019. They're 1-0 in conference, and we're coming back home to Jim Tumbleson Field next Friday night to take on the Mayflower Eagles. Final words from Hooten's owner, Thomas Thrash.
We're going to have to talk in the office now that I've seen Clinton in person against a live team, not team camp. I mean, I'm impressed.
Give us a few votes there.